So I think if you play them against a Portugal, they might do that. And then because they've got Rafael Leao's pace on the break, you know, they might look to exploit that in that way. Um, but yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, because now is where it starts getting interesting. Obviously, all the
Yeah.
group games are coming to a close now. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to, man, just seeing how it matches up. Obviously, they're playing today. Um,
Hopefully Gallagher smashes it. If he starts, hopefully he bangs.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not his biggest fan, but it looks like he's going to come in, and we have to just hope, man, because so far both games, England are lucky to get 4 points. You know, I believe the Serbia game, so that should have been a draw, really. And the Denmark game, Denmark should have beaten,
Yeah.
really. So
I want
but
to
they've
see the
got 4 points on the board, and it's just and Slovenia game won't be easy. I know on paper they should be beating Slovenia, but
yeah.
Slovenia are unbeaten as well. So
I mean,
and they
in
might
this
they might surprise.
in this tournament, most of the top teams have flattered, so like they ain't really performed.
Yeah, it's
Not
Spain
really.
and Germany
They've
really
had
been out.
one or two really good games or
Yeah,
moments in games, and then like even was it the Spain game the other night was 1-0. It
yeah.
wasn't really like a high scoring game. We've only had one or two of those, and it's rare to have that in the Euros as it
Yeah.
is. So a
But
team
the
be
thing is, don't forget that was a changed team though as well.
yeah.
They changed their whole 11.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I personally don't see like today's game with England. I don't really see them having an unbeaten run being that outstanding in our group.
Yeah, yeah.
It's it's like it's doable. It's doable.
Mm. Well, as I say, man, we'll have to wait and see, man. But yeah, before we wrap up, man, I just want to get your take on just quickly, just your predictions for Liverpool this season. What do you reckon?
For Liverpool this season.
Yeah,
If I was being cheap, I'd say ask me at the end of the window.
yeah,
But if I'm gonna be my normal optimistic self, I'm gonna say minimum third place finish from now. Minimum third place. I expect Liverpool to challenge next season, even with the change of manager. And the reason my reasoning for that expectation
yeah,
is because the squad hasn't changed much. We apparently brought in a manager who's not too dissimilar to what we had before. So
mm,
it shouldn't be that hard to translate it into onto the pitch. And
yeah,
you know how not everyone's like Spurs or Ange Postecoglou. I get it, blah blah blah. But I
mm,
don't really see us having like a new manager bounce as per se. I think it would be more of a continuing from last season. And I think what will depend on how far we go in terms of trophies next season would be Salah, obviously.
yeah.
How consistent Nunes can become. And do we get our midfield sorted out? That's
Yeah.
it. I think,
Have you guys been linked with any players? Or?
I mean, we've been linked with a silly season. We linked with like everybody under the sun, like
Mm.
from Yaru, what's his name?
Lenny Yoro
Lenny Yaru, yeah, from is it Nice?
from Lille.
Lil, that's right, Lil.
Yeah.
He looks good. One for the future. We've been linked with that Calaflori. Is his name?
Calafiori, yeah, he's a good
He
player.
looks like a really good
From
player.
Bologna, yeah.
We've been linked with like every left-sided centre back you can think of, to Hanko from Ignacio. I
Mm,
mean, I think we'll get like a defensive player brought in.
mm,
And then when it comes to midfield, we've been linked with Emerson. For some reason, we keep being linked with Coop Miners. A lot of these links are
yeah.
just they're either old slot players
Mm,
or just people think it would suit, or maybe we looked at them last season.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the problem is we've had a change in the backroom staff, so it's hard to know exactly who they are looking at. I mean, apparently what's his name, Richard Hughes or something like that. I can't remember his name. But our new director of football has more
Mm,
Italian links. So in the past we had more Portuguese links, which is why we got Diaz and Nunes.
mm.
I can see us picking up someone from the Italian league, which is why that Calaflori link for me sounds credible. Lenny Yaru is more opportunistic.
He's going Real Madrid,
Um,
man. He's
yeah,
going Real Madrid.
my favorite link wasn't the Elise link. It was the Musiala link. It's not happening.
Do you know what? I said it the other day, the Musiala one. Yeah, I was thinking, you know what? He would actually slot into that Liverpool team, the
Yeah.
way they play. But I'm telling you now, yeah, like I'd cry if he goes there. Like literally.
Bro, listen, I'm
Bayern ain't gonna
crying
let
if
him
he
go.
comes. I'm telling you right now, I'm crying if he comes because the way I see it is
Mm,
too often we let our top players go before we replace them in the side.
yeah,
And I think when I heard we were linked to Elise, I was like, okay, it makes sense. We do need wide players coming in. We are going to have to replace Salah. We do need to replace Diaz. Who I think we need to replace before thinking about Nunes, by the way.
yeah,
As
yeah.
much as I like him as a player and as a person, from what I've seen, obviously don't know him personally. But I think when I saw Michelle, I was like, that's the player I would want to go out and buy. Him and maybe one or two other people, like you say, like a Nico Williams would be linked to him.
Mm,
It all fits in nice. It would work. It is possible, especially with Elise going to Bayern.
yeah.
And Musiala and Bayern having disagreements when it comes to contracts. Nico Williams is not that expensive, even though he has high wages. I
He's
do
got he's
see
got
us,
he's got a release clause though, isn't
yeah, something like 50 odd million or something like
he?
that.
52 million, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm,
I can see us getting at least one forward in. And I do like me personally, if we only signed Musiala and that was it, I'd be happy if that was it. That's how highly I rate him. Ideally, I would like a centre back in
yeah.
midfield. I kind of want to see Bajcetic play on the slot, but he's
Mm,
been out for like a season, so I wouldn't want to
yeah.
rush him in too much. But
Mm,
now next season, I mean, a lot of people kind of think that they're going to go for on a dip because you don't have Klopp anymore.
yeah.
But the whole point, I understand that side of it, but Klopp set it up. He set it up for it to be something sustainable, which is
Mm,
what we haven't had before, and which is what most of our clubs in general haven't had before.
yeah.
Chelsea haven't had that, not really. Man United definitely haven't had that. So I think in terms of like even with Ferguson, the way
Mm,
he left the club was in no way, shape, or form ideal.
mm,
But I would say that we're structurally in a better situation and squad wise, we are in a very good situation. So I don't really see the drop off being, oh no, you're not going to make Champions League. I think we're definitely winning a
mm.
trophy next season. And when I say a trophy, I mean a major one.
Right.
That
So
might be me being gassed, but
third place finish,
minimum,
and
minimum.
a
I need the title. I need a title challenge.
yeah.
Minimum. That's what I need.
So third place finish minimum, maximum,
So my
and
minimum requirement is finishing third place.
finishing third place. Okay,
Yeah.
and
So
a trophy.
and a major trophy, and I'll say major trophy. I want I want the Premier League, the Champions League, and if I'm being kind of like
I can't see them winning
being
Champions
extra, oh nah, but yeah, nobody could see us winning the Champions League in '05. If Liverpool are in the Champions League, I think we can win the Champions League.
League.
Put it that way. I
I
understand what
want.
you mean. I
Well,
get what you mean. I get what
I'll
you
be
mean.
honest, man. I'm not going to hold you to that because I can't see it personally. But
Nah, they can hang that
um,
over my head. I didn't expect it beforehand. Now I expect it more.
yeah,
I expect us to do well.
the way Atalanta beat beat Liverpool in the Europa,
It was
I think
horrible.
that was
It was
Europa,
horrible.
and
It was
it's like
horrible.
with that squad they got at the moment, obviously Champions League football will be obviously be different. But I mean,
Now
yeah, you can dream.
with Atlanta, I have to give it to the tactics. The
Yeah, yeah.
tactics. Klopp was out. Like I know the players were tired and blah blah blah. There's a ton of excuses, but if I was gonna
Mm,
focus on what I saw in the game, it was that man marking. So
yeah,
when you're trying to play out, every man is marked. There was literally no outball unless somebody just did something special. Players
yeah.
got frustrated. We got caught out in transitions and they
Mm.
scored. And for me, when I saw that, I was like, I don't know why more managers don't try and emulate that style, but they just
Got to be
can't.
brave. Got to be brave.
Yeah, but you need to have the players as well, because the players that they have, which is why we like Emerson and other players like that, is they they've they're like dog fighters, they're pit fighters, they're pit bulls, all of them,
Mm,
all over
yeah,
the pitch. They're all excited to close someone down. They're
yeah.
excited, and I don't think most teams have that across all 10
Approach,
players.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So for me, if I was going to look at, tournament football in general, outside of that Atalanta game, we basically walked the Europa League,
mm,
basically walked it. And I think that's only because we should have, considering who we were playing. In the Champions League, we've got the experience in the squad anyway to handle, and the fans have the experience to handle those big moments, those big occasions. And if we make it to the knockout round, the last game is at Anfield, it's paired for their position.
mm.
It's what it is, what it is.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, man. But yeah, I think it's sure to be a good season coming
Hold
up.
on. One question
Mm.
for you though. You're a Man U fan,
Yeah, yeah.
Radcliffe, first season under him, where you finishing?
Well, let's just be honest with this now, yeah. I'm deflated. This man just staying in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you really because the set of players United have at their disposal right now is the worst set of players I've ever seen. If I was to say the players that I would keep from this current squad now that's here, I would keep Onana, give him another season. Dallo, um, Martinez, he has to prove his fitness. Malacia, the same thing. Casemiro, Kobe,
Mhm.
Amad Diallo. That's it. Rest of them can all